So we have found out that the eyes are an entryway, and I, of course, have my own stories too of, when, falling into condemnation and looking at things and allowing demons to come in and being set free and stuff like that. So we all got the stories of that stuff. So keep your eye gates clean, guys. What you see is what you become. So make sure that you're not seeing a lot of defiled things so you don't become like a defiled thing, Okay. Also, there is the ears and what you listen to. Big thing is music. I notice when people, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've kind of tested it in a way where if people are listening to secular music, I remember there's a season of my life I was kind of like in a backslidden state. I would say I was listening to these old country songs, not country songs, but this newer country stuff. And it was very prideful and very stuff. And I noticed I started to take on the spirit of that song. I started to actually become prideful, and it was speaking to my hurts and my emotions and things like that.
Crazy.
So like I noticed there is a strong, strong truth to what you listen to is also what you will become.
Yes.
People who listen to like the really hardcore gangster stuff that's not that good, the hip hop stuff and all that has nothing good in it. Next thing you know, they're walking around trying to be that way, trying to achieve it, and they can't achieve it because they have not had the opportunity and given with these people who make the music. And half of these people don't even write their own songs. They just rap the song that was wrote for them, and they just get the money.
Right.
Exactly.
They don't even care what they're saying. They're just knowing they're getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
Right.
So what you listen to is what's going to form your reality also. Demons come in through the ear gates big time. It's like this. If you have parents growing up and they're constantly condemning you, you're going to become condemned.
Yeah.
If you say you're ugly, you're unworthy, you're no good, you're never going to be anything. If you hear that from even parents, I mean, it affects people. So the ears are very, very important to make sure that we keep guarded. Now, here's the truth. You're going to go through life and people are going to say things. You're going to hear music and all that. Are you making the choice with that though? Like, are you putting it in your ears and stuff like that? But like, if you're out and about or whatever, and you hear a song, I mean, that's one thing. You can't get away from that. But there's grace for that. But if you entertain it and you want to listen to it and you want to take it in, then you got to deal with the consequences of that. And I know, Isaiah, you're big into music. So music formed a lot of your life. Can you attest to what I'm talking about?
Man of God, you're hitting it on the head again. Like what you even what you see, what you hear was what you become. So if you know how people say speaking over your life, etc. But I remember I would listen. He's passed away now. This rapper's passed away now. His name's Lil Keed. I used to listen to this guy all the time, and it was heavily on like sexualizing women and like drugs and money and like that don't really care mentality and just like do your own thing. And like I would roll around the streets of Orlando living like that. Like exactly how the music was, I would embody that. And the truth is, these people, like you said, don't even write their own music. And on top of that, they're being paid to be these personas. And like, and I don't want not to go too much off topic, but NBA YoungBoy, he's like under house arrest. He's been under house arrest for a while now. He's like 22, 23 years old. He went crazy viral, right? Has a crazy following of young men and young women. And he's even coming to terms of like, they use me to manipulate these young kids. He's a young guy. He's like, they've used me. And he's like, he's came online before. He still makes his music though. So like, I don't understand that part, but he still makes the music. But he came online one time and he's like, I apologize for the destruction that my music has done to the minds of people. Because people have killed people. People have killed people over his music just because of the spirit behind it and the embodiment. So music is extremely powerful. And that's why I'm looking forward to more tracks from by Apostle Daniel, because the Holy Spirit's on them tracks. My God.
Yeah. I'm learning from the best.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
What about you, Keys? You got any ear stories?
Yeah.
Do you know, well, let me say this. Would you for a fact say, Isaiah, that you know that you got demonized to a certain extent because of what you listen to?
100%. That's not even a question, man. God, that's not even a question.
And you've kind of always been on your Christian slide. You know what I mean? Because your mom's always been a believer and a prayer warrior. So it ain't like you were neglecting Christ.
Right. Oh, man of God. So like you guys asked me before the podcast. You were like, were you a gangster? That's what y'all asked me that. Y'all asked me that. Was I a gangster? And I was like, nah, I just grew around the wrong people, and they rubbed off on me, right? Man of God, I was not that type of dude. Like by the time I was like in college and in high school, I was a whole different person, and it was because of the music and like what I thought was how it should be done. You know, just from what I was listening to. I got homies right now that they're in jail. Some are dead, but some are in jail that embodied the complete like entirety of an artist. Like, and if you listen to the music like now, you'd probably be like, this is trying to kill people. But it's like upbeat, like beat going crazy, rap going crazy. But like if you really listen to what he's saying, he's talking about killing people, robbing people, making money, doing drugs, doing stuff to women. Like, but it's like, but it makes it sound like it's something crazy. You know what I'm saying? And like there was extremes. Like growing up, there was extremes. Like there's like, you know, I was talking to Ethan about it while we were working out. Like there's this type of rap that's kind of like lyrist and boom, boom, boom. And then this type of rap where it's like a good sound. But then there was a section and we call it like I might be like slide music, like where it would be a playlist. Like people had a playlist to do like bad stuff too. You know what I'm saying? That's how crazy it was. And it was like, because the music was embodying that, the whole spirit. It was crazy. Wow.
Yeah. It's deep stuff. Keegan.
Yeah. I would say I was sitting here thinking about it, and
you had a big affinity, I would say, to Kids Bop.
Kids Bop.
wait.
Yeah, Kids Bop really did me in.
For real, bro. Be for real, bro. For real.
No. I grew
I would
up
have respected
like,
that.
Wasn't that your generation, or that was my generation?
That was ours too.
I
think it was ours
too. I never
too.
listened to Kids Bop. I think it was on our generation. But
I think it was mine too, because I remember. Hanson was huge. I'm gonna sing it, but you know.
Yeah.
Keep going. Sorry to interrupt.
I grew up like listening to Eminem, like with my mom in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like she were like, we're bumping.
No
Eminem
wonder you live
down.
that 8 Mile lifestyle.
Yeah. Oh
wait. That what? Like who living 8 Mile lifestyle? Man,
Keegan, he used to look up to Rabbit.
Shabba.
All right, keep going. All right, guys, we're getting a little off track. I just got to pick because he said something. All right, go ahead.
Keep going, man. I got.
No, I want to hear you would listen in the car to.
Oh, I mean, I just grew up listening to that stuff. So, I would say I was sitting here just thinking about it, and there's times in my life where I remember like hearing something, and I remember that versus even seeing something. For example, when my
that's deep.
So when my grandpa passed away, I was there in the home, and I heard my grandma start screaming because he wasn't waking up, and like I just remember things, and like things that people spoke over me. I just remember it so well. I remember the voice, the tone, like it's just. So I don't know. I would say I'm very, I guess you could say, sensitive in that way,
for sure.
And and what I hear, and so yeah, I was definitely demonized by what I heard, by deep. What people spoke over me, word curses that people spoke over me, was really big. I would embody that. Like if somebody called me a name or called me a word, I would actually believe that that's what I was, and that's a big part of my testimony that I won't go into. And
now you rebuke everybody. Like his rebuke missile is on par. Especially Isaiah, he rebukes him hard
all the time. All the time. That's like he loves it.
It's just one thing that the Lord has been working in me, is just learning, that sometimes the Lord will use men of God to bring correction, to refine you, and that's, trust me, that's been a really, really good thing. But there's also times where it could just be a joke, or it could just be messing around, and I have to literally be like, no, like I rebuke that, like I let that word fall down to the ground. So that's something I've been working on. But yeah, I remember like I was struggling with corn, right, for a long time. And then it's like I stopped watching things, but then like I was still listening to secular music, and I would still fall into sexual morality from music. from country music, because country music is super like.
Listen,
I know it sounds crazy, but
y'all don't
true.
sleep on country music, man.
But country music is so, you know, it's about being with that girl, being with that woman, being intimate with her.
You know what's
so
funny
intimate.
though? Let me say this. You know, when you listen to country music, it makes you just want to jump in the truck and ride down the road and get you a dog and just let the wind blow through your hair. And then they sing songs about the girl, and you want to go get the girl and just go down to the river and have a good time. That's what it's weird.
But I would fantasize about that though, from listening to and he's a very, very, very popular country artist. He's actually one of my favorites. And I would listen to that, and I would literally fantasize like the truck and the dog and like everything you're saying. I'm like, that's what I want.
You're talking about Jason Aldean, Kane Brown.
Nah, I was big with Morgan Wallen.
Oh, Morgan Wallen. I thought it was Waylon.
No.
Oh, Morgan Wallen. Okay.
Riding around the street.
Yeah, I really like.
You
know that song?
Nope. That's a song.
But there is a song.
Who knows this country? They had us. My grandmother's like almost 90. That she's still alive, and she would sing this song, man. There's a tear in my beer because I'm crying over you, dear. Like,
oh my, that's a bar.
But that's an old song.
That's a whole bar.
I forget who sings that.
That's crazy. That's a whole bar.
My dad used to listen to a guy named John Prine, which was, I'm telling you, man, country music can do some things to you.
I love Morgan Wallen, Blake Shelton, John Party. I loved all those guys. I really love country music. Like I was in a season of just like country music all day, every day. It's crazy.